So here you can see clearly that Hindu Marriage Act 1955 was enacted by the Parliament of India, and it came into effect from May 18th, 1955 after having received the assent of the President. Now this law is for the purpose of codifying, amending and codifying the law related to marriage among Hindus. Amending and qualifying. The long title of the act says that this law is for the purpose of amending and codifying the law related to marriage among Hindus. We will not slip into any kind of ideological debate as to who are Hindus. We will have to confine ourselves to the limited purpose of who all are Hindus for the purpose of marriage, right? So section 1 of the HMA states sufficient light on this aspect, right? Here the word Hindu partakes of several other denominations also. Hindus themselves, they are to be regarded Hindu. Buddhists, they are to be regarded Hindu for the purpose of the Hindu Marriage Act only, for the purpose of the Hindu laws. Hindu, Buddhist, Jainas and Sikhs. These four religious denominations, persons of these four religious denominations, they are called Hindus. They have been called Hindus as per the Hindu Marriage Act 1955. So if any Hindu, male or female, entering into marriage with another Hindu, that will be governed by the law contained in the Hindu Marriage Act. Suppose any Hindu is entering into marital alliance with Sikh, then that will be governed by the Hindu Marriage Act. Suppose a Jaina and Buddhist, they are entering into, they are solemnizing marriage, then that will be, the same will be governed by the Hindu Marriage Act, because these all are Hindus and party to the marriage are Hindu of any of the religious denomination, then the law of the Hindu Marriage Act shall apply, right? So a Hindu person may be a Hindu by birth. For example, my mother and father are Hindus, so I am Hindu by birth. It is not necessary whether I am following the Hindu way of life or not. I am Hindu by birth. This is a fact that I cannot change. So on a personal note, I am a Hindu by way of life also. So far as practices are concerned, so far as rituals are concerned, I generally follow them. So because both of my parents are Hindu, therefore by birth I am a Hindu, right? If one of the parents of a person is Hindu, and Hindu means any of the religious denomination like Hindu, Buddhist, Jainas or Sikh. So if either of the parents is Hindu, then in that case the child getting born out of that wedlock may be regarded as Hindu if he is brought up as Hindu, right? Suppose a person's father is a Hindu but his mother is a Muslim, then it will depend in what manner has he been brought up, whether he was brought up by his parents as a Hindu or as a Muslim. This will answer the question in which category he will be falling in. If the child was brought up as a Hindu, he was grounded or educated in Hindu practices, Hindu way of life, and mother being a Muslim didn't object to the father going about this way. So that child, because he has been brought up in a Hindu way, will be regarded as Hindu, though his mother is a Muslim. So if either of the parent is a Hindu and if the child has been brought up as a Hindu, then he will be characterized as a Hindu for the purposes of Hindu Marriage Act. And if any person who is not to be identified with who is not choosing to be identified with any of the religious denominations like Muslim, Christian, Parsi, or Jews. He is neither Hindu, he's saying that I am not Hindu. Neither I am a Muslim, nor am I a Christian, nor I am a Parsi, nor I am a Jew. Then in that case also, the provisions of Hindu Marriage Act 1955 shall apply to his case if he chooses to enter into a marital alliance with any person. Right? If a person whose religious identity is not certain and who is neither a Muslim, nor a Christian, nor a Parsi, nor a Jew, then he will be held to be a part of the Hindu, and for the purposes of marriage, he shall be governed by the Hindu Marriage Act. Right? Now, furthermore, if a person who was not a Hindu or Buddhist or Jain or Sikh previously converts to Hinduism, then he will be a convert Hindu. He will be regarded as a Hindu for the purpose of the Hindu Marriage Act. If a person who was previously a Hindu converted himself to suppose Christianity, let's say Christianity, and if he again reconverts to Hinduism, any of the way of life of Hinduism, then he will be regarded as Hindu. So in this manner, the Hindu word has been clarified in section 1 of the Hindu Marriage Act. But mind you, section 1 itself also says that tribal people, scheduled tribes generally speaking, are not to be regarded as Hindu unless central government by way of a notification has directed any part of the scheduled tribe to be regarded as Hindu as per the provisions of Hindu Marriage Act. So suppose a tribal community of the Jharkhand state is not hasn't been notified as a Hindu, then in that case the Hindu Marriage Act shall not apply to them regarding their marital activities and all. If the President of India, if the central government by way of a notification classify any of the tribes as Hindu, then the provisions of the Hindu Marriage Act 1955 shall start applying to them. So this is the definition of Hindu contained in the Hindu Marriage Act. Now regarding conditions of Hindu marriage, another provision in there which we will be discussing in our later class, but to tell you that Sapinda relationship, Sapinda people who are related to one another within the purview of the Sapinda relationship, they cannot marry. What is the meaning of Sapinda? How is Sapinda relationship created? We will be discussing that in some other class. Thank you.